Hey everybody, my name is Paul Liston Jr., aka Boy Green. I'm the New York Jets digital reporter for Heavy.com. Welcome to my YouTube channel, youtube.com/BoyGreen25. Make sure before we go any further, you like and hit subscribe on the channel for all kinds of sexy, juicy New York Jets content, certainly this offseason and of course during the season as well. And well, folks, I hope you enjoyed the Mike White era. It was fun. I'll be honest. I was this close to going to that first game that captivated a lot of us, of course, in 2021 when Mike White was the quarterback for the Cincinnati, or against the Cincinnati Bengals, rather. And he was thrown out into the mix. I was supposed to go to that game, but as soon as Zach Wilson was hurt, I'm like, I don't want to come see some random guy named Mike White. And we all know what happened. That game, the Jets upset the Cincinnati Bengals, who would end up in the Super Bowl, the Hall of Fame jersey, and all that fun jazz. Never got to go to that game. But I will tell you this, that Mike White had this run last year. There you go, maybe. And then, of course, this year we see him have those opportunities. But I'm here to tell you guys, for all our Mike White fans in the audience, it seems like the Mike White era is coming to an end. Mike White played this past season on the 1-year restricted free agent tender for just over 2.2 million, and now he is set to be an unrestricted free agent for the first time in his career. Now there's been a lot of debate and conversation and discussion on how much Mike White could command on the open market. And quite frankly, he controlled his own destiny at the end there. If he would have stayed healthy, if he would have led the Jets to the playoffs, shoulda, coulda, woulda, his contract number could look a lot different than it looks like right now. But because he got injured, it affected the money somewhat. But according to Rich Cimini of ESPN, he had a great piece about this with a little bit of insight. We have a full article down below if you guys would like to follow along to kind of analyze why it appears the Mike White era is over. Well, according to Rich Cimini, he projects that Mike White can, quote, probably command anywhere from 4 to 8 million on a new contract this offseason. That is a per year basis. So I did an analysis to understand really what that number means. 4 to 8 million. Where does that rank? Well, according to Over the Cap, on a per year basis, Mike White, the $4 million to $8 million range, will start off on the $8 million range. I would put him around the 21st highest paid quarterback in all of football. That, by the way, is in the Zach Wilson territory, who's part of his rookie contract. The back end of that range, the $4 million, puts him around the 33rd range among the highest paid quarterbacks in football in 2023. That low end of the scale is Jacoby Brissett. But if you analyze it this way, there are 32 teams in the NFL. If Mike White is being paid between the 21st and 33rd, we're talking about a low end starter, high end backup. That's the money that Mike White could command based on what he's been able to accomplish in this league. Now, with all due respect, that kind of money, you may not think to yourself that that's crazy, or maybe you do. I don't know how the Jet fans feel, but feel free to share in the comments down below. That seems to be the price tag that he could command. And the problem is that the Jets plan on getting an expensive veteran quarterback this offseason. We've debated who that could be: Derek Carr, Aaron Rodgers, the Lamar Jackson, whoever the guy is. It's going to cost a significant chunk of change. When you consider that, you consider Zach Wilson still has 2 years left on his deal, and the team has been adamant that not only do they want to get a veteran quarterback, which we just talked about, they want to retain Zach Wilson and develop him behind the scenes. He still has 2 years left on his rookie contract, plus the potential of a fifth-year option. It appears with what Mike White could command on the open market, according to insiders, and Rich Mean is not the first one I've heard, that it seems unlikely if the Jets get a veteran quarterback that Mike White will be unlikely to return to the Jets. We had Zach Rosenblatt, insider, on the show last week. You guys can check out that interview if you'd like, where we discuss that very factoid. And it does seem like that he is destined for greener pastures. And there's just not going to be enough money to move around if they're, let's just say they give him a 3-year deal for $7 million per. That's $21 million. The starting quarterback of the Jets is likely going to make somewhere in the ballpark of 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, $45 million next year, outside of Aaron Rodgers and the potential contract structure. But there's going to be a lot of moolah thrown around, which will make it even more difficult to retain a guy like Mike White. Now, some people are going to be fine with that. Some people are not. Rich Cimini, by the way, categorized Mike White's future with the Jets as, quote, complicated and cloudy. And again, as I just said, again, the high-end backup, low-end starter money that he could command will make it very difficult for the New York Jets to be able to make all of that fit Rich Mean also says that Robert Saleh, quote, likes to go three deep at quarterback, but it doesn't seem like a fit for White unless, quote, the Jets fail to secure a veteran or Wilson gets moved, which, by the way, seems somewhat unlikely for those things to happen. The Jets would have to swing and miss so poorly to turn back to Mike White. And the long story short is great for Mike White. Get your money when you can get it in this league. I think there's going to be enough quarterback situations where the Jets are going to get a proven veteran. I truly believe that this offseason, whether it's Derek Carr, Aaron Rodgers, whatever you believe, and that guy will clearly be QB1. The Jets are going to hold on to Zach Wilson, and Mike White's going to look at that situation and go, man, there is not a lot of meat on the bone there. I bet if I go to another team, I'm speaking as Mike White, I'll have a clear path to PT, good money. It's probably time to go. Again, I get it, Jet fans, loyalty and all that, but hey, man, you got to make your money when you can make it. So I believe the Mike White era is going to be over based on that money conversation. The Jets' current situation, they're $2 million over the cap, and they got to make a bunch of moves, including adding a expensive quarterback. So long story short, it seems like Mike White is going to be gonzo. The only two quarterbacks the Jets currently have under contract are Zach Wilson, who we mentioned 2 years left on his rookie contract, and Chris Streveler on a reserve future contract. Likely that is a practice squad guy. Joe Flacco is a pending free agent. Mike White is a pending free agent. And we'll have to kind of see how both of those situations develop over the offseason. But Mike White time could be over. Make sure you guys check out the full article down below if you'd like to read a little bit more about this story. Also, feel free to jump into the comments. How do you feel about the Mike White era? Are you one of those crazy Mike White fans that you believe if he stays healthy, which, by the way, he hasn't been able to do during his time with the Jets, he could be the guy? Or are you over it, saying he was a flash in the pan and really he contributed what he needed to contribute? Now it's time to move on. How do you feel? Make sure you dive into the comments down below and let us know what you think. And as always, like the video and hit subscribe. Stay tuned. We've got a sexy, fantastic offseason where current Jet players are going to join the show. Insiders are going to join the show. Live streams, videos just like this that are uploaded. Guys, make sure you hop on before it's too late. Again, at BoyGreen25 on Twitter, right here, youtube.com/BoyGreen25. And guys, make sure you show your support. Love it, and we'll see you back soon. Mike White over. What say you guys? Let us know in the comments down below. Thanks, everybody.